I'm Julie Bartke with Session Update. Passage of a $167.5 million disaster relief bill was virtually guaranteed when the legislature convened Friday's special session. But there was controversy on the Senate floor over how the bill moved through the process. We'd like to show you some portions of Friday's floor session.
I'd like to start by thanking Senator Reinert, Senator Laurie for their involvement and their advocacy for their communities. It was a strong advocacy and very well received. Your communities were awesome as we toured the area shortly after the storm to see your community come together in such a way that they made the immediate relief of people in dire need possible and made the whole system work much more smoothly. And then to follow up on that, to be able to work the numbers as quickly as they have, they've allowed us to come here in, I guess what we could call pretty short order, reasonable time, in order to complete a bill and to get the aid out to the folks up there in the Northeast. Certainly, we don't want to forget the people who were affected by the flooding in the southeast part of the state, and also in this bill is the wind damage in the northwestern part of the state, up there in the Bemidji area, and that'll also be a part of this bill.
I just want to give you sort of the Duluth perspective. In the city of Duluth, we had 939 residential properties or businesses impacted by the storm. 8 were destroyed, 15 severely damaged, 242 had major damage, and assorted other damage to the remaining. The total cost of the damaged infrastructure, housing structure, $80 million, just in the city of Duluth, $80 million. Total loss of value in terms of productivity, businesses not being open, about a third, $19 million, $19.5 million over that period of time.
Another amendment that obviously I'm not offering that would have reduced, without reducing $1 of spending for the disaster relief, and without cutting into anything that's already been obligated to be spent on, my amendment, had it been adopted and had we discussed and thought it was a good idea, would have reduced the state's general obligation debt load by $30 million. Now that sounds like a good idea. Maybe the body wouldn't have liked it, but we never had a chance to talk about these things because we never had one single committee hearing. We never met on this floor to discuss a bill at a time when it was amendable without killing it permanently. And that is a terrible, terrible flawed process that we've used, members, and I hope it doesn't happen again in the future.
This is a time to come together. It's a time to pass this bill. It's a time to come together as a state and to stand up and respond to these kind of disasters. It's our core, it's our ethic, it's our practice, and hopefully it's the thing that we stand for in a bipartisan fashion as we think about doing what's right. So,
there being 67 ayes and 7 nays, the bill is, 60 ayes and 7 nays. The bill is passed and its title agreed to.